Solutions with J.D. Edwards. So again, thank you for joining today. The official topic is improved performance visibility with HD PCM integration with Oracle J.D. Edwards. With me today, as Tasha mentioned a few moments ago, are folks from Morpheus Technology Group, our integration partner, who offers an option for integrating between our systems. And we'll go through today and introduce the different ways you can integrate hard dollar solutions with J.D. Edwards. So the agenda today is, first of all, why would you be interested in integrating? What are the enterprise goals that integration helps to accomplish? What type of landscape is there that we can integrate to create a comprehensive project-driven environment? We'll take a look at the Redpath customer and see what they've done as far as integrating hard dollar solutions with J.D. Edwards. We'll introduce Morpheus and hard dollar, and then have time at the end for any questions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my colleague from Morpheus Technology Group, Keith Bibbard, who will start going through the different why integrate and introduce the different solutions. Keith?
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Keith Bibbard, and I am the Director of Project Delivery with Morpheus Technology Group. Today we are here to discuss integration. So the question arises, why integrate? Well, I have three reasons that I'd like to discuss today. Number one is to leverage project visibility. Increasing the visibility and allowing real-time decisions to take place. Integration assures timely, accurate, and consistent information sharing amongst our project teams regardless of the application that we use. Having the right tool for the right job. There's no need to compromise on an all-in-one software package that sacrifices functionality. Our teams need the best and most flexible systems for estimating, project cost management, and accounting. Sure, we've all tried to open a can of soup with a Swiss Army knife, but we are much more effective when we use an electric can opener. The same thing applies to our software choices. Using the applications best fit for the task that they are invented to perform. And the third one is high performance. Bottom line, it's all about performance. Integrating best-of-breed applications improves our productivity, cost effectiveness, and service to our clients and business partners. In other words, the effective integration delivers ongoing competitive advantage. So understanding our enterprise goals. The goal of an organization are generally the same amongst the teams. All are in concert with one another. However, we've all seen it sometimes where the job site and the corporate office seem to be on opposing sides and at odds with each other. The job site, project managers understand the company goals, but at the end of the day, they want to be out in the field getting the work done, not in the office in front of a keyboard. In the job site, we're looking for our on-time delivery and quality results of our construction projects. Sure, we need the accurate and resource forecasting to understand how our jobs are coming together. Absolutely, we want to make profitable projects. We want our companies to succeed, but we want to reduce the amount of paperwork that we have to do within the office. In the corporate office, however, in finance and accounting, it's all about the balance sheet reports and our progress reports. We need to provide a software tool that allows both of our groups to achieve goals and not sacrifice productivity and efficiency in doing so. An integrated software solution allows this to happen. So let's take a look at some of the traditional integration landscapes. Many organizations may already have some form of integration between their systems. These solutions are typically point-to-point solutions. Most are one-off, hard-coded solutions that only address one or two points of integration, and typically are very time-consuming and expensive. We are here today to share how $100 PCM can be integrated with JDE. At this point, John is going to discuss how $100 can natively integrate with JD Edwards.
Yeah,
John?
thanks, Keith. Yeah, thanks, Keith. So definitely there's different options, and that's good for you, our customer, in that you have options to consider in different price points, different implementation points, and different flows of data, depending upon which integration option you choose. So first of all, and the standard one, the standard option for integrating is to use the accounting connectivity option, which is the budget file export from within the $100 software itself. This is built into our software. It basically creates a flat file that is specifically designed for integration with JD Edwards. It is an export in that it is moving from the $100 software into JD Edwards. Coming back the other way, and it has key budget information that is used to flow into JD Edwards, where you can create the key structures and create the key synchronization points between HD, PCM, and JD Edwards. Coming back the other way, within this scenario, you have the ability to bring key data from JD Edwards using the built-in Excel file import capabilities within the $100 software. Or for even more flexibility, you can use the HD PCM API, which is our programmatic interface. And basically, any key data can flow from JD Edwards over into $100 using a custom interface that utilizes the HD PCM API. So that's one option when it comes to integrating with JD Edwards. We have customers that are using this today to flow their data into JD Edwards, but in working with Morpheus and working with other customers, we wanted to create a more flexible option as well. And that's why we're here today. And now I'll hand it back over to Keith, who will describe a little more about the Morpheus Technology Group solution.
Thank you, John. So the MTG Frameworks is an integration software that is intended to provide a platform for all of your organization's integrations to be configured. Through the use of our software and the Frameworks engine, along with other application-specific integration adapters, we're able to provide these benefits. We can provide scheduled or listener-based integrations, as well as on-demand runtime integrations. We're able to maintain all of your integrations and keep the data validation and system integrity both from $100 as well as within JD Edwards. We enforce the native application security. So if there's security rules set up within JD Edwards or within $100 that prevent us from doing a type of transaction, that security is honored through the integration. We're able to manage all of your integrations within a single interface rather than having disparate integration solutions amongst your organizations. Everything is managed within one interface. And there's no requirement for hard-coded scripts. You don't have to have a programmer on staff to be able to write these integrations. Everything is configured through the Frameworks interface. So here we show more of a framework solution versus the traditional approach. Using MTG frameworks, all of our integrated processes are configured and managed through a single platform. This allows a more complete integrated solution along with being implemented for less cost and effort than what all of these processes would be integrated through the traditional approaches. So here we can see we have pretty much the full scope of project controls. We have the vendor and master setup, we have the creation of a project, we have all of our budgeting and estimating pieces. Everything is captured in a single integrated environment rather than having piecemeal integrations for each of these processes. So at this point, let's take a look at how a current hard dollar client has used the integration solution. RedPath Mining was established in 1962, and RedPath provides full and comprehensive expertise and experience services to the global mining industry. Technical and operation expertise contributes greatly to their reputation for practical and innovative performance, resulting in the successful completion of complex, challenging mine development and construction projects. In looking at their business issues, they had two business issues that they were trying to address through the use of integration. The first one was when entering their estimates and their budgets into JDE, they found it very time-consuming, especially since they were already doing this in hard dollar. Next, they had disconnected data processes creating inconsistencies and errors, where the project controls team would enter certain information into hard dollar, but then when they compared those reports to what was coming out of J.D. Edwards, there was a disconnect, and it caused a lot of going back through and reconciling the two systems. So the solution was to come up with a integrated solution that integrates these two softwares. When looking at RedPath's environment, they were finding that they had siloed project controls processes along with siloed accounting processes where certain information was similar in both groups. Both had to create a project, establish an estimate, set up their employees and machine information or their fixed assets, capture the time that was put into the job, and then progress report against the job. So both software solutions were trying to accomplish this, but that required data entry into both solutions. Through the integration, we were able to create an integrated process flow where we start off with synchronizing the master data, setting up their vendors, their employees, their fixed assets. All of this is done in J.D. Edwards and then pushes down through the integration to hard dollar. So the data entry only needs to be done once, but it's still shown in both systems. The next step was to create a job or create a project within hard dollar and have that job pushed up to the job master within J.D. Edwards. Next, we need to establish a chart of accounts or a cost breakdown structure. Well, our accounting department at RedPath is in control of this, so they would do this within J.D. Edwards and then push that chart of accounts down to hard dollar. Then we move into creating our estimate and coming up with our budget. Of course, we use our estimating tools within hard dollar to perform that action, but then once the estimate is complete, we can push that estimate back up to J.D. Edwards so that it's seen by finance and accounting. And then we need to capture our progress work or our time cards for the job in order to process and progress the project. So the time cards, again, we use the time card functionality built into hard dollar so that the field folks can enter their time cards into Hard Dollar. All of that information is pushed over to JD Edwards, and then payroll is able to process through JD Edwards to issue our payroll checks. So at the end of the day, we come up with an integrated project ecosystem that takes all of our standard processes, takeoff, estimating, scheduling, capturing our timesheets, tracking our performance against the job, and then all of the accounting processes. And using MTG frameworks, we're able to integrate all of that with Hard Dollar to come up with this integrated project solution. So here's just a flow of how the RedPath environment has been configured. As you can see, we do certain tasks within JD Edwards, push that over to Hard Dollar, and then vice versa from Hard Dollar over to JD Edwards. You may be asking, well, our organization, our estimating group sets up the chart of accounts and our balance. We want to do all of that information in Hard Dollar and push that to JD Edwards. So each of these directional arrows are consistent with what RedPath has done, but using the frameworks integration tool, we're able to configure and customize the business processes to fit that organization's needs. So these directional arrows, while they represent one case of how the integration can work, we can easily reverse these arrows if your organization does a business process differently than what's shown here on the screen. So a little bit about Morpheus Technology Group, who we are. We have been providing enterprise application integrations since 2001 with a proven track record in 3 areas. The first one is our proven people. MTG's Professional Services Group, which I'm a part of, has a wealth of AEC experience, knowledge, and industry knowledge and experience. We help our clients weigh the pros and cons of all of our design considerations. Then by integrating what's best for them, every solution that we deliver is a custom fit solution. We have proven processes. The MTG project delivery process has 3 distinct steps: plan, configure, and manage. First, we plan out the project. We help to identify the applications and integration methods most appropriate for your enterprise, beginning with your current processes and then looking at your organizational goals. Next, we configure the integrations to meet your business needs. We develop an integration structure that enables each individual team to maximize their functionality of their best-of-breed applications, again, using the right tool for the right job. And then last, we manage to ensure that all system components are working together smoothly so that the team can share data seamlessly amongst the functional areas, again, improving the efficiency and visibility to the entire project team. And then last, our proven technology. MTG Frameworks is the best platform for developing and maintaining an effective enterprise integration solution. It's quick to deploy, easy to maintain, and provides complete flexibility to match your unique business flows and business rules. MTG also has technology partners with enterprise application vendors such as Hard Dollar, Meridian Systems, and Oracle. And with that, I'll turn it over to John to introduce and tell you a little bit more about Hard Dollar.
So thank you, Keith. Thank you for introducing the MTG frameworks in this webinar here today. What's key, I think, is that Hard Dollar is all about ensuring that our tools integrate in with the other project-driven systems within your environment. So J.D. Edwards is a key one in the construction industry. And we have many customers who are interested in that combination. And that's part of what Hard Dollar is all about, is tying our estimating and project control systems in with these other systems to create truly an integrated cost management system. So let's go through a few things here in regards to Hard Dollar. So looking at the history of Hard Dollar, we're almost a 25-year-old company. Starting back in 1989 is when Hard Dollar first started, and we've been delivering solutions for engineering, construction firms, and beyond ever since then. While we started on the estimating side, we've been a key leader when it comes to introducing the whole concept of an integrated project cost management system that ties with schedule, with accounting, and then with the estimate, creates a unified system that gives visibility and control in a way that you can't do with individual pieces of that puzzle. We started in the engineering construction side of things, but when you look at the needs for the tools like Hard Dollar offers, there's a wide range of industries that we serve, including the infrastructure market, meaning heavy civil, bridges, highways, rail, all of that, oil and gas, and kind of in between it all, the STO, or shutdown, turnaround, and outage uses. All of these different industries, we're working with customers who can benefit from the combination of estimating with project cost management integrated with their other key project systems. As a result of our efforts, we now have over 20,000 users of our software in something like 25 different countries now active using software. So our part of the solutions, no matter where they are in the world. And with that, I mentioned the 20,000 customers in the countries around the world. That's in over 500 different 500 different companies use the Hard Dollar solutions as well. As I mentioned, the integration between Hard Dollar solutions and other systems is a key part of how we go to market, how we show our solutions, and our customers deploy our solutions. And as part of that, we have invested in key partnerships, obviously here with Morpheus, with other technology vendors, and some key ones include Oracle, with whom we are a gold partner, and that's across the Primavera world, as well as the entire Oracle product suite, as well as with SAP, another key accounting ERP system used by organizations throughout the world. So integration, we recognize our software alone isn't the whole solution that customers are looking for. And integrating with other key systems is what Hard Dollar solutions are all about. From a software perspective, as I mentioned, we have estimating plus project controls plus even more when you look at it. And so from that perspective, our software is all about taking the different components, the different steps of the project life cycle, and bringing them all together. So as Keith showed before with a similar graphic, there are the different key steps of developing your project, from initiation through to execution and then completion. And without hard dollar as part of it, it means creating a lot of different interfaces and a lot of different connections between those different points and those different applications in the project lifecycle with the different consumers up and down the board involved with the project and the project stakeholders. And with project cost management from hard dollar, we create and bring that all together so that key components of the project lifecycle combined with the key stakeholders together can be served with a unified integrated system, which is hard dollar project cost management. So again, appreciate your time here today to introduce you to this combination between hard dollar and JD Edwards, Oracle JD Edwards solutions. And at this point, we'd like to open it up for questions. If you do have questions, please use the chat functionality, the question functionality within the GoToWebinar environment. And Tasha, do we have any questions so far?
We do have one question. Can as-built actuals be transferred from JD Edwards back to HD PCM?
I'm going to turn this one over to the folks at Morpheus to answer.
That is a good question. We did not show that as part of the RedPath case study because that was not part of their scope. However, it is possible to integrate that. We're able to capture the cost out of JD Edwards as they're being recorded in the accounting system, and using the expense items within hard dollar, we're able to integrate that using the hard dollar API to create an expense item and show that in hard dollar so you can show true actual cost as compared to your estimate.
If you'd like more on that, feel free to ask a follow-up question as well through the Ask a Question function. Tasha?
We have another question. What is the technology used on the JD Edwards side? vFiles, EDI, or JD Edwards Web Services?
I'll leave that one for Morpheus as well.
Okay. Presently, we are using the JDE Com Interop technologies. However, we are also looking to use the JDE Web Services. So it's a combination of those two technologies, the JDE Web Services as well as the JDE Com Interop.
All right, thank you. Does Morpheus only work with JD Edwards? What about Oracle, PeopleSoft, or others?
We do integrate with other financial packages. We've done integrations with PeopleSoft in the past. We've done integrations with the Oracle Financials. We also, because we're an Oracle partner, we pretty much support all of the Oracle suite of products, so we can also integrate with their scheduling tool with P6, as well as their contract management, document management tool, PCM. So yes, we integrate with other solutions beyond JD Edwards.
All right.
Now, and just another thing that we wanted to mention here, Morpheus did show the RedPath as a one of the examples, a case study. One of the things we can also make available to customers here is actually talking with folks at RedPath. They are a happy and referenceable customer for this combination. So if you would like to get in touch with RedPath, a key contact there, just let us know here at Hard Dollar, and or if you talk to Morpheus, and we'll be sure to get you in touch with the right folks at Redpath to learn more details, get more details about what they put together in regards to this integration. So another question that just came in was, how long did the project take at Redpath? I'll let Morpheus answer this.
So the implementation itself took roughly 15 weeks to complete. Typically our integration schedules, because of, again, the proven processes that we have, we can usually deliver on our integrations between 12 and 15 weeks. And then, of course, support beyond the go-live implementation. There's always technical support available.
And a key part of that implementation is also understanding the data flow. Is that correct?
That's correct. We'd want to go through the process of understanding your data flows, really defining the business processes. In some cases, if your business processes are not concretely defined, then the process may drag out a little bit longer to define those business processes. But once we understand the business processes and have a clear definition of the data directional flows, we can usually configure and implement the integration in a short amount of time.
Yeah, that's what we've seen in the past is sometimes defining the business processes, the flows, is a good percentage of the actual implementation. The technical aspects, especially using a tool that is built for it, can be not as much effort in that case. So another question that just came in is, has Morpheus worked outside of the North American market?
To my knowledge, because Canada is North America, to my knowledge, no, we have not. However, we do have opportunities in other locations, opportunities in Asia as well as the Middle East and the European markets. But we have not completed an integration in those markets.
Okay. And another question just came in is, how much does the integration cost? And it's fine to give a range as far as what the solution might cost.
That's a difficult question to answer because each of the scopes are different. But in general, if you plan somewhere around $100,000 for software costs, and somewhere around equal to that, maybe a little bit more for services. So you're looking at anywhere between $150K and $300K, depending on the scope of your integration.
Okay, so to deploy a custom integration bidirectional between the systems, that's then the general ballpark there.
Yeah, between $150,000 and $300,000.
Okay. And here's another question. Do most of the project reports reside within J.D. Edwards or $100, or does it depend?
It really depends on the organization's reporting tools. At Redpath's case, they do a lot of their reporting out of J.D. Edwards, just because that's kind of where their accounting group prefers to get their reports. So they have a business intelligence software that allows them to extract the information from J.D. Edwards. But I have other clients that use their project management tool as their reporting tool. So it really depends on the client. The beauty of the integration is that the information lives in both systems. So when it comes to reporting, frankly, it doesn't matter which reporting source you want to use because they're both showing the same information.
Yeah, agreed. That's the whole idea here, is that they are consistent. So there might be some that are native in one system or the other, but obviously having the consistent data between the systems is what integrating is all about. Is the integration run as a batch process, or is it live or semi-live?
Again, that depends on the scope of the integration. We have 3 different methodologies for performing the integration. We can do scheduled integrations that are transactional in nature and basically kick off and run every transaction that has occurred within the last hour or within the last day or whatever scheduled interval you set up. You can run a listener-based transaction that is near real time. Basically every minute you're looking for a data condition to exist and then kick off an integration once that data condition is met. And then the third option is to do an on-demand or a manual submit of the integration. So if you have an integration that you absolutely need right now, you have the ability to go in and submit that integration on an on-demand basis and kick off that transaction. And we have both.
Go ahead.
We have both transactional type integrations. By and large, that's where most of our integrations are. Is each record is treated as a transaction, but we also have a batch process for some of our larger integrations, such as maybe a budget. If you have thousands of budget codes that you need to integrate, we've developed a batch process to allow you to integrate that entire batch instead of individually going through thousands of records.
Got it. And as far as the performance goes, like how long are the 2 systems sending data back and forth? How long does an integration run take? Is it, I would guess if it's a small point or listening types transaction, that's almost instantaneous. But for doing a normal transaction, how long does it take to move the data?
Doing a normal scheduled run, again, it all depends on the volume of data that you're passing. Can take anywhere between 30 seconds up to maybe a half hour to an hour. And then if you get extremely large amounts of data, then of course it can take longer than that. But it all depends on the volume of data that you're processing. Again, it's the way that I like to compare it is it's kind of like going to a bank teller. If you're just doing cash my check, you can get through the bank line fairly quickly. If you're going and, I need to open up an account and I need to get multiple co-signers and I need to take out a loan, well, now that time takes longer as you go. So it's all on how fast, what the transaction is and how fast the integration processor can get through all of those integrations.
Okay. Another question that came in was, do I have to hire Morpheus to make any changes to the integration, or can I make my own changes after the integration's been deployed?
That is a very good question. One of our keys to success, and I failed to mention it during the presentation, but one of our keys to success is our concept of an integration owner. As part of the implementation process, we encourage our organizations to identify 1 or 2 key resources within the project that understand the business processes and have enough technology background that they can understand and learn the integration software, so that at the end of the project they're able to configure and maintain the integrations on their own. We're always around for technical support. We have a support and maintenance program that you can subscribe to and we're able to support you. However, the goal is to have a resource within the organization that's able to really own the integration and be proficient enough to configure and maintain on their own. And the beauty of the software tool is it does not require a C++ programmer or someone with a computer science degree to be able to operate. Someone savvy enough with Microsoft Excel or SQL can learn the tool and be able to at least maintain the integrations, and in many cases configure their own integrations going forward.
All right, and then another question that just came in is, how does Morpheus handle upgrades when $100 or JD Edwards are updated? The systems, I guess, are updated.
That is where we leverage our partnerships with companies like $100, with Oracle, with JD Edwards. As those software releases are, come out, because we're a partner of those organizations, if there are major changes to that, then we also update our software adapters to be compatible with those new releases. And those software adapters wind up being bundled with the support and maintenance program.
All right. Are there any other questions? I think we've worked through a lot of questions there in the queue. Are there any other questions? We'll just wait another moment in case somebody's typing out there. If we don't get any more questions, then I think we'll do final wrap-up here. I'm going to say going, yeah, almost gone. All right, so no other questions, it seems, are coming in. So at this point, let's go ahead and wrap up. A question just came in, and that's what I was about to mention as well, which is thank you for being part of today's webinar. We hope that this gave you the information that can help you understand the different options that are available for linking $100 with Oracle JD Edwards solutions, and especially with detail here on the Morpheus framework side. A copy of this webinar was recorded, and we will provide as a follow-up email a link to the recording of today's session so that you can go through it, share it with others, etc. So unless there are any other questions, thank you again, and have a nice day, everyone.